What's up, you guys? This is another episode of Healing from Trauma, and I'm your host, Drea Boo. Okay. So, boom. First and foremost, I just want y'all to know, please disregard the background noises. I am currently at work, and I work at a hotel. I work the 3 to 11 shift tonight, and we have no more check-ins, and I've been sitting on my butt for the last... I really haven't done nothing much of anything for real. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that we made it over to a new year. Thank you, God, for watching over us and keeping us, and it hasn't been easy. 2023 definitely played in my face. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, nigga, we made it. Happy New Year, y'all. It's the first of the month. Right? Now, I would have had this episode out earlier, but what had happened was I recorded a good bit of it, and then I got sidetracked, and then we had some guests check in, so I was unable to actually keep the screen active enough, and then it turned into a draft, and then the draft, basically, I don't think I'm able to pin episodes together. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I did have a couple of guests come and get some things from the pantry. I know y'all don't give a damn about that, but like I said, I'm at work, okay? I needed that time and a half, boo-boo, because usually for New Year's, I'm somewhere trying to get drunk or already drunk, inebriated, whatever, and I'm usually focused on everything but my well-being or my, livelihood, if you will. So, yeah, this episode, we're just gonna, go over a couple of things, like New Year resolutions, and, yeah. So, first and foremost, one of our affirmations for this year is going to be fucking for real. That's our affirmations. And what be fucking for real means, or in text form, what is it? BFFR? We need to learn to be for real, BFFR, about ourselves. With ourselves and with other people. I don't know. I guess I was used to living in this comfort bubble where, people treat me accordingly and I treat them accordingly, but that's not how life works. What I've learned about 2023 and the years prior that I didn't know or pay attention to is how to control my emotions and my reactions, and how not to act a certain way, but to act accordingly. Like, I had a friend, he said something to me, don't act ugly and don't act ugly and don't act childish or something like that. Meanwhile, that's him throwing his assumptions on how I really felt. I really didn't feel anything. He was supposed to pick me up from work and he overslept, and I was more worried about what was something wrong with him, not more so mad about me not getting picked up for work, because I was going to get to work. Either way it go. And when he said about don't act ugly or don't act immature, these were not only assumptions, but also, I guess, how I'm perceived, or a person perceives you're going to act. I don't know. He thought I was going to cuss him out. I didn't cuss him out. I said, I'm more worried about you being okay than, if something went wrong other than me going to work. That was and I basically told him, I'm not acting anything other than accordingly. Now, you're going to piss me off because you're saying things to me that aren't true, and they're all assumptions. You're assuming I'm mad. You're assuming I'm being childish because I'm not answering my phone when I'm literally talking to my little sister. Anyway, in 2024, we're going to be fucking for real with ourselves and each other. Also, this is the year of putting yourself first and to keeping your boundaries and not adjusting for others when it comes down to lack of, if that makes sense. Like, I told my homegirl how I felt about certain people that she chooses to hang around or just surround herself with, and how I said it made it sound like I was being judgy or saying I'm better than certain people, when I don't have any room to ever feel or think that, right? So what I realized is that my expectations and my standards are just that. Like, I've cut a lot of people off based on my expectations not being met, instead of realizing who said people are, and if I was willing to be understanding to that and deal with it. So yeah, this is the first year, starting out a first year in a long time that I've actually been employed and not at a strip club. I'm grateful that...
Good night.
You too. I'm grateful.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I probably may or may not be here, but you know.
What time you get off?
11.
Oh, so you'll be gone probably by the time I get back.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
My bad, y'all. My bad. But I did tell y'all I was at work, so you know, those who get it, who do, and those who don't. But yeah. So like I'm just so grateful because 2023 has taught me that I was a complainer. More complaining than doing, and more complaining than appreciating and acknowledging. And that is definitely a flaw. It is I want to say a spirit, if you will, because like the sun could be out, it could be a beautiful day, and because it's not 75 degrees, I'm upset. But the whole time it's 50 degrees, and it's in the month of November. Why am I setting up these false expectations or unrealistic wants, if you will? Like, how dare you complain about it being cold in January? Like, that's normal. That's part of life. It happens every January. Like, you know. So pretty much, I found myself just being like negative Nancy almost. Also the reason why I haven't been doing the podcast, because I find every reason to be indifferent or uncomfortable and use that as justification as to why I cannot complete or would not complete a task, and that's not how you're supposed to be or how I should be. I've learned to leave people where they are, and that everybody's not supposed to come with you, and like a tree, you know, leaves do fall, but they also grow back, and that's the same with relationships. You know, we may lose people, but that just makes more room for a new season and a new reason and, you know, new people. I don't have much to say. I just want to say that this podcast will continue. This is a new year. This is a new start. And you guys will get more consistency out of me, because I enjoy doing the podcast. I enjoy sharing. Sometimes I'm oversharing, but I feel like you can never overshare, because nothing's new under the sun, and you just never know who may need to hear what you have to say, you know? So if you're listening out there, just know, like, life gets better, and that we can be, and 10 times out of 10, we're our own worst enemy. We're our own setback. We're our own downfall. For instance, you don't like a way a friend is treating you, but you continue to make yourself accessible. And that goes for relationships with significant others and family members. Like, I know that my cousin is only coming over to smoke up my weed, and I let them, and then I complain about it. That doesn't make sense. How about changing it up a little bit? Maybe some suggestive behavior. I don't know if I said that right. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you have to put it out there and go, like, put it this way. Like, my friend, I'm trying not to cuss. I fool with her, right? And I understand how she get down. I understand her tactics with people and how she do certain things. So I can either A, be mad about it and talk about her all the time, or B, realize who she is and set boundaries that keep me safe and keep me grounded and not being a judgmental or an asshole, if that makes sense, even though I may not agree with what caused me to make the boundary. For instance, I only had a little bit of weed, right? And my friend was like, this is just an example, yo. She basically was like, her way of trying to get some, I guess, because she was like, before I left for work, she said, did you leave some weed out? And I'm like, no. She said, did you leave a little bit of weed out? And I told her, like, it was only a little bit of weed left. And she was like, oh, okay. Then we talk on the phone, or text on the phone. She was like, oh, man, I really want to smoke. Oh, I'm about to smoke a cigarette. Now, the old me would have been like, oh, okay, well, don't do that. Don't do that, blah, blah. But I have to be fucking for real with myself and with her. I'm not a savior. I don't have it like that to just give it up like that. I spent my last to get what we got. And then on top of that, when she get marijuana, we do share, but we don't typically, we do sit around and smoke it. But if I just bought weed and I'm coming off from work, I want to make sure I have a blunt. Why should I subject myself to trying to find some weed when I get off work, or take a lesser grade of weed because I know that's accessible freely when I paid for weed to make another person comfortable? If that makes sense to y'all? And I know I'm not saying like she's trying to be malicious or anything like that. I'm just giving my observation. And then I have to think about, well, if this person's willing to smoke your last, or she would put her smoke needs before yours, like who on earth would buy some weed and then give up the last of it to the point where you got to figure out and scrounge if you're going to even have any when you get off? And no. Or you're going to have to settle for a little piece or skimpy. No. 2023 has allowed me to see my strengths and my weaknesses. My weaknesses were being overly friendly. Like, now that I'm back in the workforce, I'm realizing that I'm a grown-ass woman, but I'm very meek, mild-mannered, and I speak low. And that allows people that are passive-aggressive, or like there was a girl in the house. She was a friend or whoever to the third roommate in the house, and the girl was like, who are she? Like, she was just talking to me real, I don't like this. Sorry, I had to stretch. She was talking to me real abrasive, like, who is that? Oh, let me see your face. And I'm like, are you gay? And she's like, no, I'm not gay. I like that. And well, bitch, you sitting here trying to get me to show my face for what? What was the reason? Because I wasn't even talking to her. I don't even know how we ended up talking. It was just, I was talking to the roommate, and she was in the roommate's room, and it's like, who are you? Let me see your face. And it's like, I don't know what's wrong with people. And I know I come off as maybe a pushover because, like, if that was my best friend, she'd have been like, who the fuck are you? Like, she would have been a little more kickback. Me, personally, I wanted to be nosy because I wanted to know, who is this person that is sitting up here asking me who I am and want to see my face? So, my next question, is she gay? Because I need to know, are you trying, like, what? I don't know. It was just weird. But anyway, and with my job, I'm getting flip-flop tossed all around the schedule like a rag doll. I went from being asked to work on the 1st, to being told I didn't have to work on the 1st, to being off on the 31st, but then they called me in the 31st. Then I switched somebody my Tuesday to work this double that I'm working right now. Not double, time and a half, just for me to get a phone call saying, well, hey, the person you switched shifts for is now canceling out on the shift that they picked up from you. So now we still need you to come in tomorrow. And the hasty part of me, I can do bad by myself or somewhere else, would definitely have quit for less. The new, improved, elevated part of me is like, you have a job. You didn't have a job for months. You appreciate this job because you just was broke. You just didn't have a job. I mean, don't get it wrong. I'm still kind of broke with this job, but not as broke as I was, because I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever went from being a stripper to a 9 to 5er, it's a really, really different ball game. Like, really, really different. And then I was selling cookies. Y'all know what that means. If y'all know, you know. Selling cookies on the side. So, you know, my pockets was cool. Now my pockets are struggling, but I feel better than when I did when I had more money. I don't know how to explain that to y'all, but it's a life-changing thing for me. I say that. Secondly, I know I'm doing something right, because when people that know me, as long as you must really like your job. No, I really don't. It's not like that. I mean, it's cool. I'm not complaining. I do bare minimum pretty much, but no, they're like people say like, oh, I'm surprised you kept this job, blah, blah. And I'm not doing it for people, I'm doing it for myself. But it also lets me know like other people see my growth, because I was just a wild child. And if you would have asked me this a year or 2 years ago, I'd have been like, I'd rather sell cookies than be standing up behind a desk making $15 an hour. Now, I know y'all like, $15 an hour? Girl, how are you making it? What is wrong? Are you okay? Yeah. I know. I have to be, first of all, one thing for sure, too, for certain, God wants to know or wants to see, because we can say things all day, every day, and he knows all, but he wants to see a good steward, or a good stewardship, or stewardness, whatever the words would be, over the things that he allows us to have. Because granted, people, you do everything on your own, or God is like, the people that don't believe in God, like, he's not the reason you got the job, you're the reason you got the job. You don't know me or God like I do. So God is the reason I'm here, because that is the only thing that keeps me anchored in a sense when it comes down to taking things for granted, or like I was here and now I'm here. I don't remember a New Year's Eve or day that I, Drea, was working for anybody, doing anything constructive. Like, yeah. But anyway, let's get back to these boundaries and people and stuff before I have to count this short and go. What I realized is that the devil can be yourself. You know, they said he was beautiful and all that stuff. So look at yourself. You're beautiful, right? And sometimes we can be our own devil, our own advocate for bullshit. So, and people can be like, I am a sensitive person, and there's things I don't like, and there's things I don't understand. Like, for instance, I was talking to my homegirl, and I'm telling her I want to get my CDL, because, not trying to be funny, this hotel life is not for me. It would have been really helpful when I was out on the street, but I'm not there no more. And $15 an hour is not good enough. Now, granted, we do get pretty good discounts on the rooms, and it's a hotel, not a motel, so I fool with it. But at the same time, you know, this is not my end goal. Like, there's somebody that's been working at this job for 17 years. I don't see myself here for 5. I see myself here, maybe work up the ladder a little bit, and this will be a foundation until the cleaning business, Team 4 Cleaning Co. gets up and going, or the podcast is doing what I foresee it doing, or I'm actually going out speaking and having engagements and stuff like that. Other than that, honey, I'm just here to get a coin, to be the best version of myself that I can be. I'm still fighting with myself, going to school and all that other stuff. But anyway, back to people, boundaries, and bullshit. So, we fucking for real. So what I realized, like, people love to project and put their whatever on you. Like, I was telling my homegirl, oh yeah, I want to do CDL. I've been talking about that for half a year now. I just haven't dedicated myself to stop smoking weed to take the test, or to figure out how am I going to go to school, and if I want to go to take classes for it and work for a said company, or do I want to pay for it? Like, there's a lot of things that I haven't figured out yet. So I'm telling my homegirl, like, you know, I think I want to do CDL. Mind you, I done seen girls my size do it, so that's encouraging. The TikTok girls that be on the girls that be on TikTok doing the trucking thing, I'm like, you know, that's something I could do. I don't mind driving. I like to drive. I love to travel. You know, it'd be me and my cat. So I tell said friend, and she's like, yeah, well, pretty much, you sure that's what you want to do? Or make sure that's something you can do. And I'm sitting here like, no, originally I would have been offended. No, I was offended, because my response to her was, well, I don't base my life or what I want to do off of what people believe I can or should or is capable of doing. Like, I can't, if a person can't drive a truck, they can't make me convince me that I can't drive a truck because they can't drive a truck. Mind you, I had to look back. Now, this is supposed to be my friend. This person don't even have a license, okay? You're talking to a person who took the time to get their license, a regular license. So why am I going to listen to a person that don't have a license, any type of license, tell me that I am not cut out or may not be the one, or that might not be for me? Ma'am. Okay, so relax. Okay, and then today I was talking to a coworker. I'm like, yeah, I came in 2 hours after my shift. So instead of getting off at 11, I got off at 1. Oh, it couldn't have been me. Well, that's why it wasn't you. It was me. And it's the, I would, and it's like, sis, I wanted my 8 hours. I don't care that I was here till 1:20 or 1:30 in the morning. I didn't have shit else to do. What else would I have been doing besides trying to get drunk and smoked up? And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not tripping. Like, I know people want to live their lives, and maybe because I don't really have much of a life, I don't mind. But at the same time, like, I don't know, people will try to talk you into a wall where you have no other option but to windmill out. Like, or another person that work here, she doesn't smoke or drink, and she made a comment like, we was talking about something, and I think somebody asked her, do she smoke? And she said, no, hell no, I don't smoke. What, do I look like a crackhead to you? And so I'm sitting here like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. So anyway, 2024, again, we're going to be fucking for real. We're going to be fucking for real with ourselves and each other. And we're going to learn how to communicate and control our emotions and realize that a lot of the times it's not us, it's other people. And when I say that, I mean like it's other people when it comes down to making us feel a certain way. Like, we're ultimately in control of our emotions, but when it comes down to how a person is able to make you feel, is a different thing. So 2024, I'm going to continue on evolving, being consistent, being loving, and understanding, and patience. Patience is a big virtue, because if you ask me, I'm not nowhere where I want to be in life. I am drowning, I'm this, I'm that, and it's like, listen, you made it to see another year, another day. Be grateful for that. Be grateful for that, because at the end of the day, there's people that did not make it. Like my little brother, for instance, he's in jail. And I don't mean like, oh, he's in there like I was in there for three weeks. He's in there like he's been in there since July. I thought something happened to my little brother. I thought he was missing. I thought he got beaten, badly, brutally killed or something because he was down south. He was messing with a girl. It was a whole bunch going on in my mom. So I didn't know what was going on with my little brother. Could have found out he's in jail. He's in jail. And I just, like, yeah, it could be worse. There's people, for instance, I just read a story where it was a 15-year-old and a 14-year-old, 14-year-old siblings and a 23-year-old sibling. They're all related. They're each other's sibling, my bad. And the 14 and 15-year-old got into a dispute over Christmas gifts and what the mama got them. So the 14-year-old, the 23-year-old sister, the mother of 2 kids, their sister, the 14-year-old shot and killed the 23-year-old sister. So then the 15-year-old shot did not kill the 14-year-old. So the 14 and 15-year-old are both in jail. The 14-year-old is injured. The 23-year-old is dead. A parent lost 3 children in a matter of seconds. Christmas Day. Was it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve? Either way it go, just be grateful that you're here, because I'm sure that young lady did not think she was going to wake up and that was going to be her last day seeing her children or her family, or that the person who was going to take her life was going to be her family. So again, if you are alive, You might not even be 100% well. Just be grateful, because it could be worse. And if you lost someone in 2023, just be grateful that they are at peace and that they no longer have to deal with the daily atrocities or monstrosities, whatever that word is, that we all have to. Because guess what? Every day we're here, we're slowly aging. We're slowly, losing life expectancy every day. So, just be grateful. And that's what I'm learning. Like, I used to be a person, I would sit around and just beat myself up and feel sorry for myself and, just not be appreciative of things. And one of the things I've learned that to do is to be appreciative and acknowledge the things I do have and that I'm close to getting, versus being upset about the things I haven't accomplished yet or haven't obtained, because they're still obtainable as long as I put in the effort. The reason my podcast is not at a higher level is because I'm the one who dropped the ball. I'm the one who was inconsistent. I'm the one who was lazy, who would rather take my nap than do the podcast. Like, even now, I should have had a podcast episode ready for the first, knowing that that's when I wanted to, start a new year, keep it, like I said, be more consistent. So if you take anything from this episode, first and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year. And again, you made it. And I want to say that you are loved, even if it's not by the person you feel it should be by. I would hope anybody listening to my podcast is a believer in God. Not saying you have to be religious, but hey, to me, you get more understanding. But let's do this. 2024 is going to be the year of patience with ourselves, boundaries with others and ourselves, and peace. Patience, peace, and boundaries. Patience, peace, and boundaries. Because once you have boundaries and you apply sprinkle it in patience, honey, you can't lose. Because the only reason I get anxiety filled is when I'm being impatient about something or I'm anticipating something. But if I was patient and I was just able to let things fall as they may, I wouldn't be so anxious. I wouldn't be so, you know what I mean? And yeah, so 2024, you guys, prosperity, consistency, and patience, and boundaries. I forgot about boundaries. Because if the person did not make it in 2023, they probably need to say in 2023. Like, I'm thinking back on the people that I was associated with in 2023 didn't wish me a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, a Kwanzaa, a fuck you, nothing. So why do I need to consider them? Now, that doesn't mean I have to hate them, beef out with them. I'm all 2024, I'm pushing forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is important and it's detrimental to our mental health. Because if we can't forgive nobody else, we damn sure need to be able to forgive ourselves. All right, and that's a phone call. Give me a second. Okay, and I'm back. And don't let nobody else feel like you're not moving fast enough, like you're wrong for feeling the way you feel. Like, another real quick example. Like, my friend, I had to think though, because like forgiveness is a big thing. We should never walk around with malice and hatred or disdain in our hearts, no matter how we feel about it. You shouldn't go to sleep like that. You shouldn't walk around like that. There's some angry behind people, men, women, children, because of their purpose. And it's like, you're the fucking person, okay? You're the person who has to say so on your outcome and how your life can go. Like, I know my life can be better, will be better, once I apply the patience, the boundaries, and the consistency. The patience, because I'm just impatient, and the boundaries, because if I allow people to go over those boundaries, ultimately, I'm the one feeling like crap, because I'm one of those people who will make myself uncomfortable so someone else can be comfortable. And then when I'm super uncomfortable, that's when I decided to say or do something about it. But by that time, it's too late. It's like a volcano that's unbuilt up. So, yeah, we're working on that. As far as in dating and relationships, my advice would be what you expect to get, and use your intuition and spidey senses and whatever else you got going on. You gotta talk to the ancestors, that's cool too. But remember that your feelings matter, your life matter, you are valuable, and so you should be around other people who value you and valuable things. Like, I don't necessarily, I used to say I miss the people that I no longer talk to or that no longer talk to me. And now I can truly say that I forgive any and everybody who's ever posed offense to my life or my thoughts or anything, because the same mercy that I want from God, I need to be able to give. And not saying I'm able to change anybody's life by giving them the mercy that God can give us, but I dang sure can free myself and, do better on my behalf. Because whenever I am not moving in peace on forgiveness, all is left is the mental turmoil, the mental thoughts, and remembering, this person did this to me, or I'm unhappy. Like, you're miserable, and you need some forgiveness when you thinking about how a motherfucker did you dirty 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. Like, there's some people that I was like really upset about, and it's like God, He's the only one who gives you the strength to let things go that serve you no more. Like, some friendships, they were only there to provide their entertainment and maybe some lessons. Same with relationships. Like, it is what it is. So this year is the year of valuing yourself, ourselves, and valuing the people that value us. Like, I don't believe in just surrounding myself with people of no substance. Like, before, I could hang around a dude just because he was handsome and he likes to smoke and drink and maybe he had good sex. Now, it's like, what do you have going for you mentally? What can you provide mentally? Like, all the financial stuff can come into play, because a lot of now, it's like, oh, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? What do you bring to the table? Listen, I need the foundation to be cool. It don't even have to be a fancy marble table, just a table, a couple of chairs. Like, maybe we do an extendo. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is a new year, and let's be focused on the new and not focused on the old friends, old relationships, old situationships, old family members that are, old and angry. I don't know. I'm not saying like forget your old family members. You get what I'm saying, y'all. But yeah, that's my time, because I'm about to clock out in 8 minutes, and I have to do my jobly duties. So I appreciate you guys for listening. I hope you were able to get something out of this mumble jumble, because I didn't have anything written down. I am at work once again, and I know I'm really not supposed to be doing this. But I just wanted to start the year off with a episode, because I really, really enjoy talking. And if it can help anybody, I am forever grateful. And I just want to share my experience and my journey from being someone that I never intended on being, or someone I feel like was curated through the struggles and trials and being in the survival mode for so many years, to now, being able to articulate and express how I feel, why I feel, and how to, do better and elevate. Like, I don't want no females around me that don't want their passport if they don't already got it. I don't want no females around me who are focused on men more than their own livelihood or their children's livelihood. I don't want anyone around me who does not want my better interest. I don't want anybody around me who's not supportive. If anybody is less than the things I just named, and that's just a few, get rid of them, honey. You ain't gotta cut them out. You ain't gotta, I cut you off, I gotta send you a long text message. None of that. Just free yourself, and I promise you, you're gonna feel as free as a birdie. Like, I don't have to worry about, is my fake friend talking about me because I don't deal with him no more. I don't got to worry about if my boyfriend is, well, wasn't dating a cheater recently. I was dating a person that lacked any type of motivation or goal or whatever, but that's not here nor there because I've been in that same predicament. But, I had to do what was right for me and let that person go. No matter how much I liked them or felt that he liked me, I had to do what was best for the both of us because clearly, he was stagnant and I wasn't able to push him. So what good was I, to him anyway. But, yeah, new year, new beginnings, new things, and I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. I'm still working on saying and shit because it's just kind of in my vocab. Hey, how are you? You look cute.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. I will see y'all, and y'all be blessed. Girl. Oh yeah, by the way, make sure y'all fuck with me. Add me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat and all that. I mean, not Snapchat, they banned me. But add me on, what's it called? Add me on Instagram. It's HF, like Healing from Trauma, HF_podcast. HF podcast. And on, what is it called? Twitter, it is Healing FT Pod. So Healing FT, like Healing from Trauma Pod. I don't know why I named it that. I might change it later. And you guys, I can't wait to start doing the visuals and videos on YouTube. And we do have a YouTube page, but we're working on it. And I also want to do a giveaway. I don't know when, where, why, or what it's going to be, but I'm going to do it. So again, all right, now I can get out. Oh, yeah. Sure.
Fake.
Oh, snap.